One of the most charismatic animals on Earth, no creature awes and inspires like the African bush elephant. On this episode of Endangered Inhabitants, we'll be taking an in-depth adventure into Loxodonta africana, the African bush elephant. There are currently 3 recognized species of elephant in 2 different genera, those being the African bush and forest elephants of the genus Loxodonta and the Asian elephants of the genus Elephas. While the differences between the 2 African and Asian species are apparent with just a simple gander, the 2 African species are often confused and thought of as one species. The African forest elephant only recently got the upgrade to a fully fledged species after morphological and DNA analysis. They are thought to have diverged from African bush elephants at least 1.9 million years ago. These are the largest by weight animals on land. Males, or bulls, are much larger than the females, or cows, with full-grown males being around 3.2 meters or 10.5 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing around 6 tons on average. Females average about 2.6 meters or 8.6 feet at the shoulder and weigh in at around 3 tons. Calling them big is a mammoth understatement. One of their most iconic features is their massive schnoz, which is basically a prehensile limb with more muscles in it than the entirety of the human body. It can be used for breathing, feeding and drinking by bringing the morsels to the mouth, smelling with more smell receptors than any other mammal, and communication through both physical gestures and vocalizations by pushing air through. Another facial feature elephants are known for are their tusks. These large protruding teeth can be found in both sexes and emerge from deciduous teeth known as, and I'm not making this up, tushes that form soon after birth. They are used in a variety of ways and continue to grow throughout the individual's life. Both species of African elephant can be easily distinguished from their Asian relatives by their large ears. These giant flappers are laced with a network of veins and capillaries. By controlling the blood flow through them and flapping them back and forth, elephants can significantly reduce their body temperature through thermoregulation. Native to sub-Saharan Africa, they can be found in Botswana, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, Mozambique, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Cameroon, Uganda, Angola, Ethiopia, Malawi, Chad, Nigeria, the Central African Republic, Eritrea, Mali, Rwanda, Sudan, Somalia, and South Sudan. They can be found moving between a variety of habitats, including grasslands, forests, woodlands, wetlands, deserts, and even agricultural land, from sea level to mountain slopes. Bush elephants are mixed feeders, consuming both grasses and browsing woody vegetation, the proportion of each varying wildly depending on habitat and time of year, ranging from near exclusive grazing to near total browsing and anywhere in between. They'll munch on grass, leaves, bark, fruit, shrubs, twigs, and practically any other herbaceous materials. Elephants actually spend most of their time eating, spending an average of 16 hours a day doing so. During this time, they can consume 300 pounds of vegetation. This is due to their poor digestion compared to other herbivorous mammals like ruminants, only digesting about 44% of the food they consume, the rest coming back out as an ungodly amount of dung. To make up for this, to fuel their giant bodies, they need to eat constantly when they can. Elephants are incredibly social animals. Herds are composed of adult females, their daughters, and prepubertal sons. The family unit is led by a matriarch, the oldest and most dominant female responsible for decision-making, providing stability, passing on knowledge to new generations, and keeping the group safe. Adult male elephants are normally either solitary or form all-male groups. They only join females for breeding or for other random associations. Older bulls are actually extremely important in teaching younger males and suppressing them during musk. Speaking of must, it is important to mention as this is basically a male elephant going into a horny hormonal death rage. Must is a periodic condition marked by aggressive behavior due to a large rise in reproductive hormones, mainly testosterone. This causes a swelling of the temporal glands and secretion of fluid down the individual's face. It can range from a few days to months depending on the bull and his condition. During must, they will guard and mate with females in estrus. Once the nasty is completed, gestation can take up to 22 months, the longest of any mammal. The baby is born into a family that practices alloparenting, where all members of the herd pitch in to raise it. As incredibly social animals, elephants have a vast array of communication methods including touch, noises, smells, and even infrasonic rumbles from their larynx they can send through their feet into the ground that can be picked up by other elephants miles away. These rumbles vary depending on meeting and population, and several have already been identified, as you can see. Adult elephants are considered invulnerable to predation. Calves and young adults can fall foul of lions and spotted hyenas if the opportunity arises and they get caught lacking. African bush elephants are listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List. There are only around 400,000 left in the wild. The greatest threat to their long-term survival is habitat loss and fragmentation. Conversion of natural habitat for agricultural use is a big threat, which creates the problem of human-elephant conflict where both parties normally lose. With this habitat loss, it also makes it easier for poachers to hunt down any survivors in the patches of habitat that remain. Speaking of poaching, poaching is the other big problem faced by elephants of all kinds. Use of their ivory tusks in traditional practices in various Asian countries is common, with China being chief among them. Poaching has many side effects on elephants other than developing literal PTSD. Elephants have slowly been becoming tuskless because of it, with individuals without tusks being selected for as those with them often get killed off. As they use these tusks for a myriad of things, it is a great detriment to them that they've been losing them. Large bulls are also targeted as their tusks often grow larger than the females. This removes a valuable source of guidance for young bulls that can become quite destructive without it, with some cases of young bulls killing 50 rhinos in national parks not being unheard of. Only after mature bulls were introduced to the park that rhino deaths went down considerably. These are some of the smartest creatures alive, and it would be in our best interest to preserve them so future generations can feel the same awe we did once when we first saw them. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. If anyone wants to contact me, even if it's just for a chat, my links are in the description for my social medias. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd like to thank everyone for watching again, and I'd like to see everyone have a good day. Get some bitches. See ya!